So, to start, I think we should talk about this idea of job security or career security, and I think we need to throw some cold water on that idea.
Very definitely. I'm not so sure that job security is something that exists these days, either in big companies, small companies, or in individuals' minds, for that matter.
Yeah, the days of, lifetime employment, that you're going to get a job with one company and stay with that company, for your whole career, it's just not going to happen anymore. You really have to think like a free agent. I think of sports and professional sports, and you can imagine, the best professional athletes, they often become free agents. It means that they, that they can go from one team to another. Lots of teams want them, and lots of teams are willing to pay them more and more money to attract them to their team. And I think that people need to think that way as an employee, that you want to be a free agent, and you want to imagine that you're building your own career, and you might go from one company to another, to another, to another. And ideally, the best situation is that, companies actually want you, and they're willing to pay you more and more money eventually to get you to come.
That's exactly true. Not only if you're moving from company to company, but even if you're in a large corporation and want to move up through the company ranks. As a free agent, basically means that you're going to renegotiate your contract. And how do you do that? Well, you've got to add to your skills, add to your resume, give people a reason to want to promote you, move you into a different department, or, as you've said, AJ, to move to a different company. This doesn't matter. It's all the same concept to get yourself in a position where people want to hire you to do whatever it is that you do.
And I think that, whatever your job is, you may be a business person who is, very business-minded. You think about business all the time. You have that mindset. But you might also just be, a teacher, or you might be someone who's not a business person. You don't think of yourself as a business person. But, all jobs are insecure now. There are budget crunches everywhere. You've got companies downsizing everywhere. Government jobs, they're cutting people too. So, everywhere in the world and in any career, any job, there's always the possibility that you might get cut, that your job might get cut, or that your company or your department or your government agency is going to get cut. So you have to be ready, and you really need to think in a business way about your career. Imagine that you yourself are, you're the product, for example, and you're the brand. There's that word used in marketing, branding, and we can use it as a verb, to brand. And it really means to kind of market yourself, to make yourself special and unique and different, so that when people think of you and they think of your name, that they have a strong image in their mind, like who you are, what you're good at, how you are different than everyone else.
Exactly. And I think the way that you build that image is by increasing your skills, increasing your visibility within an organization, whether it's the company itself, or maybe it's a trade organization, clubs, whatever you want to call it. But you improve your the view people have of you. And in the business world, that tends to be an improvement in view would tend to be somebody who seems to, or does in fact, know a great deal about the whole business operation or the business flow. And they're not just secluded in a single piece of a business operation. They understand the total picture. They're able to not only understand it, but make some kind of a contribution in the way of ideas and implementing programs and things that maybe save companies money, or save departments money, or improve efficiency and effectiveness of a particular department or a particular company. It doesn't make any difference what it is. And it's not just in a company. It's like you say, it could be a teacher. Well, good teachers tend to be the ones who put out good students. And that doesn't mean that they just give them all good, they all have good grades, but the students come out and they really and truly know something.
Yeah, I think it's this idea that, Seth Godin, he's a marketing expert, writer. He writes about marketing. And he's got a great book title. The title of the book is Purple Cow. And the point of the book, the main message is that you need to be different, special, unique. So you're not the same as everyone else. If you're the same as everyone else, and your company or your job, wherever you work, if they need to cut people, then if you're the same as everyone else, then they might just cut you because there's no reason to keep you. You need to be a purple cow. So you can imagine this idea. Most cows are brown or black or white. So if you see a brown cow, it's not special. You probably don't focus on it. You don't think about it. But if you saw a purple cow, you're driving on the road and you look and you see a purple cow, you're going to look at it. It's different. It's special. And the point is that you need to be this way in your own career. If you're going to, make more money in your current job or your first job, or if you're going to have more security. So if they start to cut people, they won't cut you because you're special. And of course, special doesn't mean just strange or weird. It means you're special in a way that benefits the company or your employer.
So how do you become special? Well, in my opinion, you become special, as I said before, by improving your skills and your knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is money. And the way you acquire knowledge is just not by sitting down and reading a book, but whatever organization you are in, learn as much about that organization as you can. If you're in the finance department or the marketing department or the sales department, find out about the rest of the company. If you're a teacher and you want to move up through the supervisory ranks of the education system, find out what those people do. Gain some knowledge. Spend some time with the people that are in the jobs that you would like to have. Learn what they do. Learn their systems. Learn about how they make decisions. Learn about the decisions that they have to make, which are probably different than the ones that you're making on a regular basis.
Yeah, I would add to that as well to, improve, your individual skills in whatever job you're in, and you have to make your job special. I think that's probably one of the main points is that, let's say you're a teacher. So you can just be a teacher. I'll give an example from my own career. I was an English teacher, just teaching in schools. Everybody, all the other English teachers, they did the same thing. They focused on teaching the textbooks, teaching the standard activities, just being normal. I focused on learning how to motivate my students. I tried to learn new skills like leadership skills, motivational skills, public speaking skills, even entertainment skills, like drama or comedy. I tried to bring all these new skills into my teaching to make myself more useful, more powerful, special, different. And it worked. I was able to get jobs very easily. Anytime I needed to get a new job, for example, if I wanted to travel to a new country and work there, it was very easy for me to do that because I made myself special, made myself different.
Same is true in the business world. First thing you got to do is be the best at whatever it is that you do. Be the best you can be. Be unique in that job. Be outstanding. Seek the awards and the praise from doing what you do, but also improve on the skills that you are going to need, and particularly the skills that you know for a fact you don't have. Business skills, what? Presentation skills. You're going to be giving presentations the rest of your life. I don't care what you do. They may not be big ones in front of 1,000 people, but improve your presentation skills. All of your communication skills. Even your ability and the way that you write email notes and the way you talk on the telephone. All of those skills become more and more important the longer that you are in the business world. System skills. You're probably, if you're in a large company, you may be using a certain system for your job, or a program system, whatever you want to call it.
A computer program.
Computer program, yeah. But there's other systems in your company. They probably got an accounts receivable system. There's an accounts payable system. I guarantee you the folks in manufacturing have their own little system. Marketing folks have their system. Learn as much as you can. Improve that knowledge and make yourself unique. And part of that uniqueness is you know enough about these other areas to talk to them and make yourself available and for the next position outside of the realm that you are in today.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to bring something to the table, and you want to bring more and more and more to the table for your employer, for future employers in general. And so you really want to bring more skills, more knowledge, more relationships, more uniqueness, all of these things. It's about building yourself as if, imagining that you yourself are a product, or you are your own company, and then you are, selling it to your employer, and you are, they're giving you a paycheck for services or for doing something. And so if you think more like a business person and you try to do a better and better job and, really go above and beyond what the basic requirements are, you do more than is expected. In the beginning, you feel like, well, I'm doing a lot more work for the same money. Why am I doing it? It's crazy. But in the long term, it really will pay off. It will benefit your career, and you will get better jobs, and you will get more money, and you will have more security. You really have to think long term with your career, not just on the job you have or your first job. You may hate your first job, or you may hate your job you have now. I hated a lot of my jobs, but by thinking this way, constantly trying to improve and grow and learn, even in a job you hate, long term you really can have a great career. I think that's the main point.
Yes, it is. You want to do a reality check on your skills and what you want in life and where you're going and what it's going to take to get there, and then you got to generate a real buzz about you. You are the unique one, and people are buzzing about you, and everybody wants you in their operation, their organization, their company.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Well, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.